What was the time of the goal?
5:10 left.
5:10 left, okay. All right.
Made you wait a long time for it.
We did, yeah. I mean, it was one of those games that you walk away and you go, well, you probably could have won by 5. And at the same time, the 2 or 3 good chances they had, they could have put, 1 or 2 in as well and made it really difficult for us. So, but overall, really, really, proud of the performance of the team outside of not being a little bit more clinical around goal, but I thought we dominated the possession and dominated the opportunities and the looks at goal that we had. We only had a few mental lapses defensively, but overall I thought we pretty much held them in check from a defensive standpoint. They had 1 or 2 good looks in the first half, and really other than the one late in the second half, we kind of minimized those opportunities. So overall the performance was great, and obviously getting our first ever postseason win we're extremely excited about.
How did you keep them from getting frustrated? I mean, obviously, like you said, you own the possession time, you own the shots, you own every one of the metrics you need in this match to win, except goals up until 5 minutes left. So how do you keep them from getting frustrated?
Well, the only thing we did is we just talked briefly about it at halftime and just said, look, you can't get frustrated with this. The goals will come. You've got to keep creating the chances. We just kind of had to have the belief if we kept creating the chances, we'd finally get one. And, I felt really bad for Sarah at the end because she had the best look of all. And I know she felt awful about it. She was pretty distraught after the game about the miss. But at the end of the day, we just kept putting enough chances in that we finally got the goal that we needed. And, I felt like if we could have ever gotten the one, especially if we could have got it a little earlier, then I felt like we could have broken the game open. But, the one thing they've been good defensively all year, Buffalo has, and we knew that, and they've been hard to score on. They've got a good goalkeeper, and defensively they're tough to break down. So, I thought we opened them up a little bit more than I initially thought we'd be able to, and I think we just missed some good chances to really made this game a lot easier on us at the end.
Tell me what it means to have a player like Leah to be able to come off the bench and to be able to provide just so many goals for you this season, so many important moments.
She's been great, and I've told the television folks, because I'm sure a lot of people in the stands going, what is that coach doing? Keep bringing her off the bench. Why isn't she on the field? But Leah has really wanted to come off. She likes studying the opponent a little bit in the first 15 minutes or so, and then she likes coming on and at that point. And so we've it's been working for us because Samaya Ferry does a really good job. I thought she played really well tonight too, by the way. So it gives us a good tandem, and Leah's been so efficient for us this year. She just has consistently found ways to get goals, especially big goals for us. So she's a great player, and obviously we were ecstatic a couple of years ago when she transferred in from Albany, but she's one player that's really developed too over the last couple of years. She's just gotten better and better and better.
Is she more of a student of the game, do you think?
She's a very, very much of a student of the game. She understands the tactics. She understands our game model real well. She'll be one player when we walk in at halftime. She's already addressing the team on things that we need to do. Hey, this is what's got to happen. This is what we need to change. So she's got a very good, what we call as coaches, a soccer IQ. Yeah.
And for your defense, you guys managed to keep them out for most of the game, as you said. But what was the game plan coming in to make sure they didn't have any shots, really?
Well, I think the big thing, they had the number 9 up front. Their center forward has obviously been the biggest threat for them, and she was again tonight, the one that caused the most problem. But they're good out wide with their wide players, and I think one of the things we just wanted to make sure is that, and we didn't do a good enough job of it the first half, is because she was coming off of our center backs and coming back to get the ball in midfield, and she was getting it with time to turn and run at us. And that created a couple of problems in the first half because we couldn't stop her off the dribble. So we just talked a little bit about you got to step onto one of you have to step onto her, but make sure the others dropped in to provide cover. We didn't want 2 players stepping and then she wins it and now she's behind us. So just little nuances that we just talked to them about. And I thought for the most part we did a really good job on them. They didn't create too much difficulty for us through the game, I didn't think. Yeah.
Is there anything you think you need to work on as a team in preparation for Georgetown?
It's just, if I looked at today and even the last couple of games in the ACC, because chances in the ACC are so hard to get, and we had a lot more chances tonight than we've had in the last couple of games because of our ACC schedule. But we've just got to be more clinical around the goal. You know, I like where we are defensively. I like where we are even offensively in the way we attack. You know, I think our players understand how we want to play, what we're trying to do in our game model, how we're trying to overload different parts of the field. I think now it's just got to, you know, we just got to pay attention to be clinical, because the deeper the run you make, the fewer chances you get. You know, we're probably not going to get as many chances against Georgetown as we did tonight. And then if we're fortunate to get through that, we know we're not going to get as many chances probably if it's Florida State. Now it may be LSU, but, you know, we don't look that far ahead. We just say, okay, now we got Georgetown. So,
Thank you.
Anything else?
No,